one that has a jersey on. It's nobody. Not even. I wouldn't even blame any coaches. What's going on with contract issues right now, right? Like, I mean, this happens all across the league. It's happened here. It's happened everywhere, right? You know, people trying to get contracts, trying to get paid, and I'll be a fool to spite my teammates because of a dispute I'm having with upstairs, or I wouldn't even call it a dispute. We're just having conversations about compensation. So, man, I was gonna be here. I mean, Derek saw me and he was surprised, but you know, it's not like I was telling everybody like I'm gonna be here. But man, I'm not that guy. Like I'm for the team, so I'm here. I'm doing what I got to do. I'm working.
Is there hope that as you go through the process of training camp and everything, and keep going business as usual off the field, that you can get something done, reworking your contract?
Hopefully.
What then was the message of leaving early during minicamp? Just, you know, it's a little show of leverage, or what is it?
Trying to get a contract done, and it just ain't been nothing happening. Like, it ain't been no real conversations or any, I would say, worthy conversations of contract. So that last day was just me saying, you know, that. I think there was a misconception about, oh, well, Alvin didn't say anything about contract, which I never do, really. I mean, it's just, you know, it's time. We've been talking about it a little bit. It hasn't been anything really meaningful. It's been kind of one side where they at, and I'm kind of like, nah. So I went to the crib.
Is it more about money this year or looking ahead? Maybe
looking ahead. I mean, and I've said it before, I want to be a Saint. You know what I'm saying? I want to retire here. If I got to play football somewhere else, I'll probably be somewhere with my feet kicked up in Africa somewhere or something like that. But, I want to be a Saint, and it's not, I don't know, I don't really, for me, I don't really watch football. I have everything football muted on my social, everything. Like, I don't even see what's going on. So, I don't know what people say, but just for me to set the record, I'm not asking for nothing. I'm not asking for nothing crazy where it's like, oh my gosh, we can't do that. You know, well, that's my perception of it. Whatever the perception is upstairs with whoever makes those decisions, it's obviously different than what my perception is. So, you know, we just carry on. I got to just do what I do, and I'll focus on what I got to do.
It's obviously a fine line. So, do you feel like that message that you were trying to get across was received in the way you hoped it would?
I don't know. I wouldn't. Maybe. I guess you got to ask who y'all feel like. You got to ask the question to whoever y'all feel like would answer that, had an answer for that.
How do you separate the two, Alvin? How do you separate the two and not let one leak over to the other?
What you mean? Like the contract and then the bit and this? A long time ago, and two people that I love dearly, Mark Ingram and Cam Jordan, they told me this business is conditional and don't take anything personal. And I've done a good job of that. So it's not really personal, it's just business. So any decisions that I make, it's not out of emotion. It's just we handling business, right? So you know, it's like playing chess. Somebody make a move, you gotta assess the situation, and then you make a move based on what that opponent makes. So not to say we're opponents, but you know, just analogy wise, but it's not personal. It just is what it is. I'm gonna come out here, work, do what I got to do, kick it with my teammates, and if something get done, it do. If not, then.
Alvin, you started with you approaching them about wanting an extension, or they
can't. I thought it was gonna get converted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they talked about doing an extension.
Yeah.
And then there was other talks about other things that I'm not gonna get into.
Sure.
But I guess there were some feelings that I didn't do something, or I didn't do something that they wanted me to do, and we're here now. So I mean, it ain't really been too many conversations. I ain't had too many personal conversations with the parties involved. So.
Well, I'm curious because with DeMario and Tyron, they got extensions along with like pay cuts this year. Is that something they wanted you to do at any point?
Something like that, maybe. I mean, but we didn't even get to the point of really getting anywhere with an extension. It wasn't really a negotiation thing. I'll say that.
What would you say it was?
When they didn't restructure a contract, was that a concern for you and your agents? Because generally, you would assume if they restructure it, that means they're kind of looking long term, and they restructured everyone else. Yeah,
I mean, I was in Africa, and they was talking about that, and nothing really happened. So I was just enjoying my time in Africa, and we in July, almost August, and nothing has happened. And you know, I think I've always told y'all I want to be a Saint for a long time, for as long as my career goes. And that's really all I'm looking for, really. I mean, you know, some people will say the money don't matter. The money does matter, but in the grand scheme of things, I made a lot of money, and I do well off the field also. So there's kind of like a field of like, okay, well, you know, I wanted to be fair, but at the same time, I'm not chasing nothing. You know what I'm saying? As far as money goes, I'm not chasing nothing that's outlandish or that's like off-putting. That should be off-putting. So I don't know. I'm just doing my duty.
You say should be off-putting. Do you think that the running back market itself kind of factors into?
I mean, it does and it doesn't, right? Because I've never looked at the running back market and said, okay, that's what I should be paid. Because I mean, would y'all look at the running back market and be like, okay, you can't. It's situational. You can't compare everybody. Everybody's not the same. Just like if you want to go there, you could say, okay, well, the running back market is here, and then you look at a Christian and say, well, the running back market is this, so we can't pay him over this. Like, man, he deserved what he got. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got his money because he produced. So I don't look at the running back market. I'm looking at my situation, right?
You said, how much do you think they're looking at your last 2 years of production? With probably by your own standards, they weren't what they were 2 years before.
Yeah.
And factoring that into a decision to restructure you going forward. And
I'm sure that's a point of emphasis when they're sitting there thinking about the business side of it and then moving forward. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Personally, I'm not gonna get into what they talking about because I don't know. I don't sit in those meetings. But for me, it was obviously disappointing the past 2 years I had, and I'm not gonna point fingers at what it was or what. I just know I don't feel like I'm on a decline. I feel like I could play for 4 or 5 more years if I want to. You know, if it goes there. But you know, I think that's probably part of the conversation. And then, you know, at this position, we always get the age thrown at us, right? It's an aging running back. He's aging. He's almost 30 or this, that. So there's a hesitancy. There's like a reluctancy to commit to an aging body at this position. And, you know, it just, like I said, it's situational, but at the same time, it is what it is. I mean, I'm here. I'm going to come out here and do what I do. My bones don't hurt. My legs are working. My hands work. I don't feel like I have aging running back body syndrome.
You think it's confident that something can get done? And if not, have you started thinking about what might come next from you if something doesn't get done?
Am I confident that something can get done? If something doesn't get done, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just here. I'm just kind of like focused on me and kind of just keeping my mind right. You know, staying where I need to be at mentally, physically, emotionally to produce and play this game the way I've been able to play it for the past 7 years. I would love for something to get done. I love the city. I love the fans. I love my teammates. I want to be here, you know. But sadly, I mean, y'all saw the Hard Knocks clip with the Giants. It's stuff that I don't. It's probably conversations going on about me that I don't know about. That probably, you know, people will look at it and be like, "Damn, they talking about him like that." And honestly, it's business. Like, I wouldn't feel no type of way. I'll just be like, man, it is what it is. But I would love for something to get done. Like I said, if it doesn't, then what can I do?
Do you have a timetable in your head?
I don't have a timetable. I've never put like, oh, if it don't get done by like I don't have a timetable. I would like something to get done.
What's your philosophy about playing out the regular season if there is?
If there's nothing done.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm playing. I plan on playing. So if there's no commitment to years after this, then shit. I mean, I feel like y'all pay attention to football more than me. I know what that means.
How much did the CBA changing with the fines being what they are now, did that influence your decision to be here?
Not gonna lie, I don't know what the fines are, but I know it's probably more than missing half a day of OTA. $40,000 to $50,000. Yeah, so I'm not stupid. I ain't about to give up $40,000 to $50,000 a day. I mean, it don't take nothing to be here. I like LA.
Alvin, just to clarify what you just answered to Brett, like you're here today and you're here through December, even without a deal, is your plan? Through January?
I'm here today, man. It's beautiful. I'm breathing. Woke up. We got a good practice in. I'm here with my teammates. We'll see what happens.
Let's take one or two more.
We always like how blunt and honest you are,
Yeah.
especially with things like, is the team buying in?
Yeah.
What's your role in that? I mean, because sometimes you make it clear when you're questioning the direction of this team. I mean, culture's been a big topic this year. Like, where are you in the buy-in to this current team right
Man,
now?
I feel good. I think overall I feel good about where the team is going. I think it's some energy that we've been missing here the past 2 years. And then I just speak personally for offense. You know, we got a revamp with a new coaching staff. I mean, new offensive staff, right? And I think the guys on offense are kind of buying into that philosophy, buying into the vision. You know, it's refreshing to have some intentional help, right? And I think I love it. I think Derek loves it, being the captain of the ship. And you know, I think it's just kind of like a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, all right, let's go. We can go now.
How much of an issue was kind of like the top-down leadership and accountability and all that stuff last year?
I mean, I think I talked about it a lot. I think, and then I mean, we talked about it in private, right? It's like a lot of things were going on and nobody was saying anything about it, and it was just like, okay, well, let's go to the next game and the next game, and nothing was really getting addressed. And y'all know better than me when that happens, when things keep getting swept under the rug, people start disappearing, and a lot of people disappeared. So you just got to look at it like that, like you don't fire people for no reason.
Do you feel like you're already seeing signs of that changing, though?
Yeah, there's a different kind of accountability, I think, and I think like when we've been good around here, it was just unspoken. Like, it was certain shit that you just don't do, and it was certain shit that you do, and when you keep that right there how it is, then good shit happens. When that flips and you know you kind of let a couple things here slide and a couple things there slide, then you get the result you got the past 2 years, and it accumulates and it compounds and it turns into some shit you don't want. It turns into a mess.
You talking about like mistakes
in
practice,
or
like
just
buying
simple,
and showing up.
Yeah, simple stuff. Mistakes. I mean, I'm a very big believer in detail. So when the detail lacks, then you start to get glaring issues, and then you kind of look at it like, well, you look at the big issue like just say a fumble or Derek standing right there, interception or something, and you look at it like, well, that was a fumble, you shouldn't have fumbled, but maybe it been a fumbling problem in practice for the past 2 weeks, and you know nobody said it. It's just like, all right, well, hold on to the ball instead of like, man, stop this. The next person that dropped the ball, it's over with, get out, like, and that's a lot of what was going on. So I think it's just kind of it's kind of switched. It's how it turned a little bit.
You're here for your teammates as a running back and a player on this team, but how important is your responsibility as a tone setter?
Yeah, I mean,
this culture stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like since I've been here, I've never been a rah-rah guy, right? You know, I say what I need to say when I need to say it. I usually go to guys and kind of talk to them on the side and say my piece and say what I see, and then I just set the tone on how I do, how I handle my business from a physical standpoint. You know, the tempo I set, the urgency in which I do my job. So that's kind of been my thing. You know, some people want more, some people cool with it. I don't know. That's how I've known to do it. That's how I've been known to do it. That's how I've been doing it my whole life. And I don't know. I think that's just kind of that's kind of my place. You know. I think we got guys that do the verbal and you know that got a kind of different leadership style, you know, and everybody can't have the same leadership style, you know. So I think I and you can, I don't know, maybe you got to ask my teammates. Maybe my perception is different than everybody else's perception. Maybe my style of leadership might not be what people need, but I think it is. If not, then it's something to be talked about. I ain't never been scared of criticism or suggestions. So.
Thanks,
Cool.
Alex.
Appreciate y'all.